Raw gave us a few great topics to get into, so we'll discuss what's going on with Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, Edge's heel turn, and the latest with everything involving Alexa Bliss. Let's start off with Alexa Bliss's update. Alexa took to Instagram to show off some pictures from her bachelorette party and celebration from over the weekend. Alexa's of course engaged to Ryan Cabrera, so this was her bachelorette celebration ahead of that wedding. Former WWE superstars like Ember Moon, Nia Jax, and more were all spotted at this celebration. So once those pictures dropped, everyone figured that Alexa probably won't be on Raw because of that party and celebration, and that's totally understandable. But then by the time Monday came along, Alexa started hyping up Raw again on Twitter, especially since it was in her hometown of Columbus, Ohio. So everyone thought that maybe Alexa would make her return to Raw during this hometown edition. But then, Raw rolls around, and at the midpoint of the show, everyone figured that Alexa wasn't showing up on Raw. Not only that, but Alexa also responded to some fans who were at Raw questioning where she was at. Alexa responded with a shrug emoji and the hashtag of "Where's Alexa?" She also retweeted some clips of when she was last featured on a Columbus edition of Raw from 2018, but again, still no Alexa on this edition of Raw. So let's take another look at WWE's logic and Alexa's entire journey back to Raw so far. Everything started off with the therapy sessions. Originally, reports claimed that 9 weeks of content was filmed for the therapy sessions, but the entire series ended right around week 5 and week 6. So it's still unclear if some material got cut and if they sped things up or not. But Alexa ends the sessions by inserting herself into the Elimination Chamber match. After 6 weeks of therapy sessions that were fully intended with the sole purpose of changing her character, Alexa returned during Elimination Chamber with the same character from before her hiatus, basically making the therapy sessions seem irrelevant. She then loses that return match and has been missing on Raw for going on 3 weeks. Now, none of this would have been a problem had Alexa simply not returned at Elimination Chamber. But the fact that you brought her back, we saw her official return, but then you don't bring her back to Raw is the extremely weird part that everyone is trying to make sense of. Alexa's Elimination Chamber return hasn't even been addressed by anyone on WWE television since it happened. So everything about it is weird. If Alexa wasn't going to win the Chamber match and there was no immediate plans for her on Raw, then why waste her return at Elimination Chamber like that? That Chamber appearance just made everything so strange. If that appearance never happened, then Alexa's full return mystique wouldn't have been impacted and everyone would have still been patiently waiting for her first appearance back. But to bring her back like that for one night only and then act like it never happened just has everyone confused right now. And the way that Alexa tweets about everything with shrug emojis and everything else just makes it seem like it's a creative issue after all, with her sort of implying that she has no idea why she's not back on Raw. So who knows what's going on anymore at this point, but hopefully they get a second chance to make things right with this next Alexa Bliss return, because that first Elimination Chamber return was a bit underwhelming when compared to what everyone was expecting. So it'll probably be a while before Alexa Bliss is back on Raw, but we'll still be going over new theories with her every so often until WWE actually brings her back. In other Raw-related news, it looks like another WrestleMania feud and match was confirmed this week. This, of course, being Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Finn Balor pulled off a big, shocking win when he actually defeated Damian Priest for the United States title. It was a big deal because Priest was having one of the longest United States title reigns in recent years. So no one really expected this title change to happen on a random edition of Raw. But it looks like they did it to set up multiple factors in this feud. It of course sets up the full heel turn for Damian Priest. Priest has sort of been flirting with the idea of turning heel ever since his split personality trait was introduced. But this time, it was a full heel turn. Priest turned on the crowd, saying that they never supported him at all during his entire title reign. He then goes on to destroy Finn after that title change. Like a lot of fans guessed immediately after this moment, it looks like WWE is setting up a Demon Finn versus Demon Damian match. The Demon Finn Balor last appeared during a loss to Roman Reigns, but he still has a respectable reputation in WWE. Damian Priest, on the other hand, also has a demon-like alter ego, but we've only seen it on brief, quick moments. So what if this heel turn fully unlocks that evil side of Damian Priest? If that happens, then we'll have Demon Finn against this fully monster heel version of Damian Priest. So that's a pretty great matchup for the United States title at WrestleMania. Speaking of heel turns, Damian Priest wasn't the only superstar to turn heel on Raw. The main event segment of Raw featured AJ Styles accepting Edge's WrestleMania challenge. But the unexpected twist here was a heel turn from Edge. Edge, of course, returned in the 2020 Royal Rumble and has been a babyface ever since, and understandably so. He was coming off a career-ending injury, so everyone was in disbelief with his return and was extremely happy to have him back in WWE. But now, just over 2 years later, we're getting back to this version of Edge that has a lot of fans thinking this is the best version. And that, of course, is heel Edge. Edge pulled off a beatdown on AJ Styles and showed everyone that the old Edge was back. Face Edge had a great run over these last few years. You had the great story with Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and then The Miz. All of those stories were great stories, and with the heel turn, it only opens up the playbook even more for Edge as a character. Just a few weeks ago, Edge vs AJ Styles at WrestleMania was just a popular fan idea, but now, fast forward a few weeks later, and this dream match is actually happening. And for AJ Styles, it's also a refreshing change for him. He spent the last few years as a heel in the tag team division, so now he gets to go back to a massive babyface in the singles division, so that should be refreshing to see as well. So it was a much needed change for both sides, and now they get to have a big dream match on top of all of that. Everything is going smoothly for this story right now. The next few weeks should continue to be interesting for this feud. We'll get to see Edge's explanation and AJ Styles' reaction to what happened. Obviously, AJ Styles wasn't expecting a beatdown like that after accepting Edge's challenge, so AJ should have a lot to say about that as well. So it was very nice to see Raw set up 2 more major WrestleMania feuds, with Finn Balor versus Damian Priest and Edge versus AJ Styles. The other big thing we're waiting for from Raw is what in the world are they doing with Alexa Bliss? So hopefully we get all those answers real soon. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.